Monster Bash 5. It's that time of year again, folks. In case you don't know, Monster Bash is an annual challenge created by Trent from Miscast, in which participants draw 6 cards that feature drawings done by Trent and his friends. Once drawn, the participant must use these 6 cards as inspiration for a unique monster they must create in their own design. Most people who have taken part in this challenge have either sculpted or kit bashed their monsters, but me being an aspiring animator, I decided to digitally sculpt my monster in Blender. Here are the 6 cards that I drew. I was happy with most of them, particularly the bear, but some made me have to think a little bit. I'll explain my thought process as I roll the sculpting video in the background. The 3 cards that I thought would work well together were the spider head, this tail, and the bear head. They all seem like good components for a hideous creature. This card, which to me looked like stone, made me think that this could be a statue carved from a boulder that's been brought to life. Plus, I had some rock textures I got from Polygon that I wanted to try out. The teeth seemed pretty straightforward. I could just model these teeth and stick them in the creature's mouth. The one card that gave me the most trouble was this one. I drew 2 tails. What was I supposed to do? I was drawn to this tail, which clearly resembles a mermaid tail, while the other one is more serpentine. But I liked the mermaid tail more and knew I wanted to use that one. I thought about giving my creature tentacles that looked like the other tail, but I didn't like the way I pictured it in my mind. I also considered giving it 2 tails, taking the tip from this one and putting it on some part of the body, but I didn't like any of those ideas. However, after much brain racking and hair pulling, I finally figured out a solution that I was happy with. You see, I got this idea. Since this creature is going to be a living statue, what if the sculptor who made it carved a base that the mermaid tail could sit on? And, sticking with the nautical theme, what if the sculptor decided to decorate it by carving a tentacle that would wrap around said base? And that's exactly what I decided to make. I just used the Bezier curve to make a tentacle that looked like the drawing, gave it the same texture as the creature, and added a displacement modifier to make it look even more jagged. After that, it was just a matter of importing the models into another file for some quick retopology and texturing. And with that, I can mark this project complete. So stay tuned for the glamour shots and this creature's backstory. Long ago, an ancient village stood at the base of a mountain, and there was a great sculptor who lived there. One day, he decided to erect 3 statues that would commemorate the brave hunters who provided food for the village. He chose to sculpt a spider, a bear, and a mermaid. The spider was meant to represent the hunter's ability to strategize and trap their prey, although others believe it represented the hunters' threatening appearances and their desire to protect their loved ones. The bear represented the hunter's strength and their ability to withstand whatever nature threw at them. And finally there was the mermaid, which represented the dangerous geographic regions through which the hunters would travel to find their food. The sculptor got the idea from a cartographer he knew who would use mermaids to depict dangerous areas of the sea that sailors should avoid. These 3 statues were placed on a trail lining the mountain, each of them overlooking the village down below, as if they were protectors of some sort. One day, tragedy struck the village, as a great avalanche occurred, burying the village underneath layers of stone, and destroying the 3 statues in the process. Years passed, until one day a drifter who possessed magical powers came across the site of the avalanche. He noticed the fragments of the statue scattered about the rubble, and driven by curiosity, decided to reassemble them as best he could. The drifter put together all the parts he could gather in a way that he best deemed fit, but the result ended up being an unsightly amalgamation of the 3 statues, now known as the hybrid. The drifter then used his magical abilities to give the hybrid life, as well as the ability to speak so it could tell its story. The hybrid relayed the tragic events to the drifter and informed him of how devastated it was to see its beloved village destroyed undeservedly, and how it couldn't do anything to save those it watched over. Moved by the hybrid's story, the drifter cast another spell on the hybrid, one that would prevent the hybrid from ever being destroyed, so that it may live on and tell the tale to anyone who crosses its path. That way, the village will truly never be forgotten.